From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a huge Afternoons LALATE broadcast with the latest on your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In today's recording, we go over the breaking news, not one, but 6 breaking elements of news across the board about your fourth stimulus check of 2021, that multiple stimulus check that starts the month of July. We go over what the president has now done, what's happening at the end of this week, and why these multiple stimulus checks will be the single biggest payout you've ever had in the history of this channel. We'll go over all the breaking details, and it's absolutely great news. Then, in the second half of this recording, we go over fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits, and veterans benefits. And also the new information we are learning about for the benchmark and why these benefits lift is better than anything you were promised during the campaign trail. I'll have a comparison you're seeing for the first time on Afternoons LALATE. And then in the middle of this recording, we go over the tens of thousands of dollars landing across the country for you, and then not a day goes by without another viewer getting the money. I want you to get it, and in this recording, we're going to go over how you get it. It's a big noontime broadcast. I'm really excited for you. All the details are flowing in, and let's get to it. From the East Coast to the West Coast, let's get to all the breaking details, starting right now, starting right this moment, here on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are doing wonderful. You're almost made it to the weekend, almost halfway there. How are you? If you're tuning in, tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. It is getting warm quickly here in Los Angeles. It always seems to do that before Memorial Day weekend. So the sun is coming in, but it's also heating up outside. So tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. This is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 with incredible great news. I am absolutely really excited for you and to deliver to you this incredible great news. Not one, but 6 breaking details across the board about this fourth stimulus check, the monthly stimulus check starting the month of July. In this recording, we're going to go over how much you're going to get, when you're going to get it, and why this week is really getting exciting. Then in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over fifth stimulus, and that is the SSI and SSDI reform, but it also lifts everyone else's benefits up, and then applies a new benchmark. And we're learning more about that benchmark today. And for the first time ever, you're going to see how you're going to see me compare how this tails up and lines up to the SSI reform promised during the campaign trail. It's a lot better. And then in the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money that's landing across the board, and not a day goes by without someone getting the money. And I want you to be next if you've not gotten it. I'm really excited for you. So this is LALATE, the 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, live in the morning, taped in the afternoon, literally 24 hours of show. Next coming up is Evenings LALATE at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then Evenings Crypto at 7 o'clock, followed by our 12-hour hit show that goes from 7:30 to the next morning. Overnight's crypto. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Let's get going. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Later in this video, you're going to see why membership is so important. The membership link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Let's get to the breaking news. When we talk about fourth stimulus, we need to first talk about the House versus Senate proposals. And the House actually has a bill. It's actually not a proposal. And the bill was written by a person named Jalapal. That Jalapal bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's take a look. Jalapal's bill provides a check for every month of the pandemic remaining plus 1 year. The Senate plan, in turn, provides a stimulus check for July to December. If you're in the live chat just after 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, get ready to vote House or Senate. But don't vote yet because I want you to see the monthly amount. So Jalapal's bill provides a stimulus check of $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate plan, the amount is unknown. But word on the street is the Senate plan is this monthly. Wow, incredible, great news. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Yes, this is per person. Yes, this is for you. So now let's go back and compare how Jalapal's bill may actually get reduced because of events that have nothing to do with Jalapal. The bill provides pandemic plus 1 year, but some insiders believe that the House vote will come at a time in which legislators may believe the pandemic's over. If that's the case, then Jalapal's bill would not provide pandemic plus 1 year, but just 1 year. 12 months of stimulus checks, which under Jalapal's bill lines up to be $13,000 over 12 months, compared to this over 6 months. So which one do you like? Jump into the live chat, vote House or Senate. Also tell me where you're watching from. And if you're watching this tape, drop in the comments as well. House or Senate. And believe it or not, every day we're literally almost split on the vote. So it's really fascinating. Also, if you have an opinion why you like House or Senate, drop it as well. And hopefully that opinion keeps us positive. All right, let's go over the other incredible details about fourth stimulus. I'm so excited for you. So first, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you get the fourth stimulus check. So single individual, 75,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Household 4 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Just quadruple it. Married couple, you double it, of course. And yes, if there's a household of 6, only 4 get the stimulus checks. And then beneficiaries, yes, you get the 4th stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the 4th stimulus check. Remember, I'm just a reporter. I just report the news. They're the legislators. They make the representations, and they represent. The vote will be in the month of July. This means that you'll get a check in the month of July for the month of July. In the month of August, for the month of August. There will be no waves of stimulus checks. There can't be waves because it's a monthly stimulus check. And it's not taken out for, it is not taxable because it's not income. We know nothing about child support, but we do know that there will not be a different amount of checks for different people. So everyone will get the same amount of check. Great news. Single individuals, adult dependents, children, non-dependents, everyone the same across the board. It is currently underway in a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process called a reconciliation. And I have incredible, great news. I'm really excited to give you 2 items that broke late yesterday and are still formulating today. Really fascinating. And on top of 4 breaking details, on top of that, 6 items. We are literally seeing momentum like I've never seen momentum for 4 stimulus. And it's coming up in just a second, but let me give you a preview of the second half of this recording. The second half of this recording is 5th stimulus, and boy, it is very exciting. 5th stimulus has an add-on, like stimulus checks. Instead of stimulus checks, it's SSI and SSDI reform. It's also veterans, Social Security, SSA, everyone included. Your benefits will be raised up one big amount, one time under 5th stimulus, and then they'll apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. We all know what inflation is. But what's the inflation rate going to be in December when they apply it for the first time? When potentially inflation will be its highest level in almost 2 decades. You want to see those details, and they're coming up in the second half of this recording, so stay with me. I'm very excited for you. I'm also very excited that I have the purple lights turned to the side. Yesterday, the purple lights were just right on my face, and so I was more purple than the shirt yesterday. So, yeah, when you hit the lights the wrong way accidentally, like, oh, why is he so purple? It was the purple lights. So, yeah, there's a lot of lights in this show. And so let's turn to the exciting, great news about money coming to you, not purple lights. And the money is coming to you across the board right now. When 3rd stimulus was passed, it provided a fortune to you, but it hadn't landed. And I always said, I want you to get that money. It's going to be a lot more than a stimulus check of $1,400. Well, guess what? That money's landing. And I'm just really excited and very happy for you because I don't go a single day without a viewer. Yesterday was Simon in one of the comments on the channel. And then during the live chats, there was another person, Kirby's or something like that, that said his family got SNAP. I'm really excited to even hear when people get $100, but when they're getting a lot more, I'm just so excited for you. And I want this to be you if you've not gotten it. So $350 billion is landed in your city, county, and states. It's landing this week. It's landing next week. And how do you get it? Let's go over the details, starting with the first one, rent. Rent. It's a fortune. And it is just absolutely incredible. About $5,000 of rent for 4 to 6 months of rent is now landing because $350 billion from the third stimulus, not the fourth, the third stimulus is now landing. And it'll be landing next week. So go get it. How do you get it? Hope you have a pen and paper. And stay with me to the very end, as you always know, because I have a lot of money for you in this recording. A lot of money. So I want you to stay to the very end. Get that pen and paper ready. You're going to get that rent also. A renter's utilities, mortgage help, and homeowner's utilities in 6 locations. Those 6 locations have different eligibility criterion. So if you get a no at one step, you go to the next one. And they also have a different pot of money in every location. So that's also really great. So if you get a no, go to the next one till you get a yes. All right, got that pen and paper ready? Let's do it. The 6 places you're going to get the money from are City Hall, City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. Keywords you use is rent assistance because of COVID. Rent assistance because of COVID. You're going to reach out and get that money. And you're not going to say stimulus. You're not going to say stimulus check. You're going to say rent assistance because of COVID. You can also say Biden Economic Recovery Act and go get it. Go get it. Here's an aside. I had one viewer in one of the comments yesterday saying, I'm from Michigan. There's no money in Michigan. Lord. From November to today, I think I've gotten 400 people money in Michigan. So there's always a place, like a city or a county, that's going to say, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't stop and no and then report no, because there is literally money everywhere. There is money everywhere. So don't take no and just close up your books. So there you go. All right. So then there is money next for SNAP. SNAP has been a big success story, and not a single day goes without another person reporting they got the SNAP money. I'm just so excited for you. What is SNAP? It's money for food. It's money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Department of Agriculture. Reach out to Department of Agriculture. Call 211 if you don't know how to reach them. They administer the monies, Department of Agriculture. It is money for food. And how much money? It's a fortune. For a family of 4 in Hawaii, it is now $16,000 over a year. Why so much money? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump that raises it 15% for everyone for 1 year till December. So go get it. Wow, we're doing incredible well. We're 12 minutes into the video, and we've already gotten $5,000 for rent, and we've gotten $16,000 for SNAP in Hawaii. We're doing great. So now let's turn to some free money, because we love free money, don't we? And it's coming from 2 locations, location number 1 and location number 2. Let's hit location number 1. First, how much? How are you going to get it, and when are you going to get it? First, how much? Thousands of dollars. That's coming from your states. The federal government has identified some states that had overpaid unemployment benefits to citizens due to computer malfeasance, and then ordered those citizens to return the money back to the states. Well, the federal government said that was an error. That was your money to keep, and the states should not have asked for the money. So yeah, the federal government has now ordered the states to return that money to you, so congratulations. So go get that money. And in fact, you don't have to go get it. It's coming to you automatically. So how? It'll come automatically to you on the bank account or debit card that you have on file with your Department of Unemployment. Finally, when? Every state has different routing times, so reach out to your state if you want to know the routing time. Some states have already started to pay it, some have not. Which brings me to the second item. And this is incredible, great news. And this is thousands of dollars. As the first group, the money from the state, one viewer is getting $5,000. As the second group, I have had money. People get this money already. One viewer got $2,000. And this is the money back from IRS that you pay taxes for on your unemployment benefits on your 2020 return. Incredible, great news. First, we're going to go over how much. Then we're going to go over how you get it. And finally, when you're getting it. And then for the first time ever on this channel, I'm going to go over a new trick. Well, not a new trick, an old trick, but a new trick in the context of the subject, which is the the transcript trick. All right, so how much money are you going to get? Thousands of dollars. You're going to get back the taxes you paid on your 2020 unemployment benefits to IRS. So let's go over an example. You filed a 2020 tax return, $9,000 of unemployment benefits, of which your total tax bill is $5,000. Of that, $4,000 was taxes on your unemployment benefits. You're getting back $4,000. Congratulations. Next, let's go over how you're going to get it. In an envelope, which I went over yesterday for you to be very careful about that envelope in the mail. If you did not watch those videos yesterday, watch it. You just have to really be careful of that envelope in the mail. The envelope is beige or white. In there is a beige check Department of Treasury, IRS, written to you. Basically, it's a very skinny envelope. You do not want to miss it in the mail. It is very easy to discard it. More about that on Evenings LA tonight. And then finally, when are you going to get it? There's phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 has already been sent out. Phase 2 started to be sent out last week, and phase 3 is being sent out this week. Expect to receive all these phases by the first week of June. All payments will be made by the month of May. Here is what you need to know. Is that phase 1 is single filers, no dependents, simple returns. Phase 2, were people who are single filers with more complicated returns. And phase 3 are joint filers, like husband and wife. Now, if you think that it's been a little bit too long, and you have not seen the check, remember the checks are coming out up to about the first week of June. You can go into the irs.gov website, set up a username and password. Go put your social security number in the irs.gov website, and then do a transcript check of your name. We did this tool with checking for stimulus checks. You can also do that for looking for refunds, and it'll show whether a refund has been processed for you. Again, that's going to irs.gov, set up a username and password, put in your social security number, and then it'll show you whether that refund has already been sent out. Incredible, great news. And now it's time for some big, exciting, great news, and I'm really excited for you. It's about forced stimulus. There's just so much momentum, and there's not one, but now 6 breaking news stories about forced stimulus, some more complicated than others. I'm going to make them very simple for you in this recording, but there's so much momentum, I'm just really excited for you. I'm going to show you the momentum by starting chronologically in the front and then going all the way up to the present. It started with Jalapal. Yes, that name again. So Jalapal, when Jalapal wrote that House bill that provides stimulus checks every month for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year, Jalapal had hundreds of House members write a letter to the President of the United States supporting the Jalapal bill, saying we support these multiple stimulus checks. Senate members did the same, and they said if the House doesn't get it done, the Senate will put them in there during the vote of Rama, those final 2 days in which the bill is in the Senate. Well, guess what Jalapal did just days ago? Jalapal wrote a letter to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi saying, call the vote. Oh my goodness, this is incredible, great news. And guess what? The vote is just upon us, practically. Reason to call the vote? Because the Republicans have not made a counteroffer since this negotiations has started. So Jalapal wrote a letter saying, call the vote. It gets better, though. It gets a lot better. The people who co-signed the letter are among the legislators who co-signed the Jalapal monthly stimulus checks. Wow, that is incredible. If it couldn't get any better than that, then it gets to this. On Friday, this letter came out, and this letter is from 7 House members to the President of the United States, saying that they're going to work with him to put the multiple stimulus checks into the forced stimulus package. Work with him is a euphemism because the President doesn't write legislation. He's not a legislator. He's a president. But they do. And in fact, that's their job to do stimulus checks. What? Let's go over this detail. The 7 people who wrote the letter are part of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, and the subcommittee is specifically tasked to write stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and similar types of stimulus. They wrote the first, second, and third. It's their job to do stimulus checks on the House level if anyone's going to do it. And they wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to work with you on putting stimulus checks into the forced stimulus package. Wow. It's Captain Obvious walking through the set. This is getting really good. And that brings us to then what the president did on Friday and what the president did yesterday. Not 1, 2, but 3 major breaking news stories. First, let me go over the first one on Friday. What the president did on Friday was basically say, I'm going to modify my forced stimulus package offer by taking out about $600 billion of it, but it's already somewhere else in another bill, so I'm not really changing my offer. So why did he do that? Because the president doesn't want to come down a penny because the Republicans have not come up a penny. They started at $500 billion. They're still at $500 billion. And what has the president said to his legislative teams? I'm doing this to Memorial Day weekend, and that's it. I'm going to have my lunch meetings with the Republicans every lunch day between now and Friday and say, hey, how are you? Chicken or fish? Do you have a counteroffer? No, I don't. Okay, see you tomorrow. Fish? No, maybe pizza tomorrow. And that's it. I'm not going to do this anymore. I've done this enough. That's about as clear as he can be. The president has given this Friday as the deadline to end negotiations, which have not been fruitful, for stimulus and to start the vote. It's important to understand that the two-bill, two-step, two-month process, as Jalapal writes in the letter, the legislation has been written. We just need to call the vote. We just need to get the green light to call the vote. Have you done the lunch meetings? Okay, let's call the vote. And then yesterday came the really shockingly great news, which I was dumbfounded. I was just speechless when I saw this come. There's some things I just don't ever see coming, and this one I did not. And I'm going to slow this down because this one's a little complicated. So, forced stimulus, as you know, is paid for by the corporate tax rate raised, and it's currently at 21%. The moderate Democrats wanted at 25%. The president initially came in at 28 to 29%. Moderate Democrats said that was too high. So the president several weeks ago said, I'll drop it down to 25%. Deal. Done. So I reported that several times several weeks ago. But what did the president do yesterday? The president yesterday signaled that his efforts to get the global corporate tax rate, which is different, at 15% has worked, and that the G7 countries, which are the global leaders of economies across the world, may in fact agree to a 15% corporate tax rate. What does this mean? It means that if a company sees the president raise the corporate tax rate in the United States from 21 to 25%, the president's worried that that company will flee to France, for example, and find a lower corporate tax rate. Well, they won't be able to find that because the president is raising the global corporate tax rate to a certain percentage, and they're doing an add-on. That basically means they'll want to stay here. The global tax rate, 15%, is getting incredible support. That's the first great element of great news. But it was not that part that surprised me. It's this part. The president reportedly has told insiders that if he gets the G7 countries to agree to 15%, then he can't keep his corporate tax rate at 25% because that'll be too high compared to the global tax rate. He'll drop it back down to 21% where it is right now. So you'll get monthly stimulus checks without raising your corporate tax rate long term. This is absolutely incredible. It's still a very fluid situation, but boy, I'm very excited for you. Again, I was shocked when I saw that. Coming up in the second half of this recording, we're going to have big, exciting news about what else is in forced stimulus. There, I'm surprised as well. And then we can go over fifth stimulus. Incredible, great news. But first, I want you to get rent, utilities, homeowners help, and homeowners mortgage assistance. Reach out to the volunteers. They're in the community page. The community page is in the description to this video. Open the description, and you'll see an emoji of a house. That emoji of the house has next to it a link to a webpage, news.la.com/community. On that webpage is a picture of some cats. On the community page is a series of volunteers. Reach out to them. They're viewers just like you. They're absolutely salt of the earth. And they're there to help you find that money. If you can't find it, first look for it yourself. If you can't find it, they'll help you. And I'll be back in 60 seconds with more exciting, great news about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. I'm very excited. Stay here and stay with me. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals. Reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LALATE. with incredible details still unfolding about your fourth stimulus check and your fifth stimulus package. I'm really excited for you. In the second half of this recording, we're going to go over the big new details forming about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. And I have another breaking detail on fourth stimulus, which I didn't deliver to you in the first half. Boy, a lot still coming up. So subscribe. This is LALATE, your only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Evenings LALATE in 2 hours. And I have more exciting breaking details in that broadcast just forming. So join me next. I'm very excited for that show coming up. And after that, at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is Evenings Crypto. Followed at 7:30 with our 12-hour hit show, Overnight's Crypto. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. Next stop, 1 million. Subscribe right now. Also like this video and consider becoming a member. You're going to find out in just a second why membership's very helpful. All right, let's get right into fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is the next stimulus package that heats up this September. Like fourth stimulus, it has an add-on, and instead of stimulus checks, it's SSI and SSDI reform. How does it work? Let's go over broadly what it is, and then we'll go over the breaking news that impacts it across the board. So SSI and SSDI reform will involve raising your benefit limits, removing the asset limits, adding inflationary benchmark, and then removing the income exclusion and removing the marriage penalty. All right, let's go over the specifics of this, go over the calculations, and let's also go over the breaking news. I'm really excited for you. So how does this work? They're going to raise up your benefits to a big new number. And that is for you if you are on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits. You'll be raised up to a big new number. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. The benchmark is inflation. What is a benchmark? Every December you get a letter saying next year your benefits are going to go up $10, $20, $30, or they're going to stay flat. They never, ever step down. They either go up or they stay flat. So it's important to understand where that inflation is going to be in December. Now, we're not in December, so we're having to go through analytics and analysis to figure out where we may be at that point. The Federal Reserve initially said 2%. No one bought that. Jeremy Siegel, economist at the Wharton School of Business, said 20% 2 weeks ago. And then the head of the Federal Reserve out of Georgia said that the inflationary rate may be still at flux, but that the growth rate may be going from 4 to 10.5%. That sounds like a 7% inflation rate. Last Friday, we heard a series of analysts and more yesterday. This suggests maybe it's going to be somewhere between a 5 to 7% inflation. This is incredible, great news. So let's analyze the situation together as a family right now. If the inflation rate, let's say, is 6%, then they're first going to raise your benefits up under fifth stimulus. Then they'll apply a 6% inflationary rate to that. That means that next January, your benefits would go up an additional 6%. Incredible, great news. And that inflationary rate would continue lifetime. Remember, it never steps down. So if the year after this it's 0%, it doesn't step down. It stays at +6. Great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap. You need that gone. It's a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away just in time to get those stimulus checks. Then they're going to remove the income cap. The income cap is dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. So now you can go work, make $1,000, $2,000 a month, and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty, which is absolutely horrible. It's going to go away. So if you've not gotten married because of fear of loss of benefits, now you'll be able to get married. Love will win, and you'll be able to marry your lifetime partner. Incredible, great news. So when is fifth stimulus heats up? It heats up in September, a two-step, 2-month process. Likely to see the benefits hit your account by about October, November. And then the benchmark would hit, of course, in January. Now, one of the new things here on Afternoons LA today is an analysis comparing how this lines up to Elizabeth Warren's proposal in the present. This is a lot more money, but it in fact generates most of the principles that she had. She had a new benchmark. Her benchmark was going to be CPIE. CPIE would pay you fractions less than inflation because inflation is going to go through the roof this year. It's going to be at least 2% to, Jeremy Siegel's 20%. CPIE would never have done that. So you're going to get a lot of money with an inflationary benchmark. And once you get that step up, it's a lifetime step up. So that is why this pays you a lot more money. Moreover, Elizabeth Warren never proposed anything like getting rid of the income exclusion, the asset exclusion, and the marriage penalty. So this is really a game changer. It's 1,000% better than anything that was proposed during the campaign trail. So I'm very excited for you. All right, let's go back now to forced stimulus. And the exciting details about forced stimulus is that there is so much money swirling into forced stimulus, but some of the money is not coming back. And that money that's not coming back is rent assistance, homeowners assistance, the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance. They're not coming back. So that's why it was so important for me to go over that earlier for you in this recording. Insiders believe that the Democrats will not restore the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance because they told us they were not when they passed third stimulus. Their notion was they want you to get this money now, get caught up on your bills so that they can lift the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance as the pandemic comes to a near end. Next, there's a real surprise and a shocker, and that shocker is that potentially forced stimulus may also have an extension of unemployment benefits in it again. Wow. So this was another surprise that took me by shock. In that letter from those Democrats to the president on Friday, those 7 House Ways and Means members, they said, we're going to work with you as well on extending federal unemployment benefits. What? I did not see this coming. I've not seen any other talk about this until I saw that letter. And while it's a very fluid situation, they can certainly do it. They can do PEUC, they can do PUA, they can create new verbs or adjectives. They could do FPUC, which has been very controversial because it has been elective. They could make it more restrictive, requiring states to do it. I don't know where they're going with this. So I'm going to watch it like a hawk, like I want you to watch the money like a hawk. And with that, it's important to understand that membership has its benefits. And let me explain to you why. In the 5th stimulus package, the president has in there a lot of money for single individuals. In the 5th stimulus package, he calls it the Families Act, but it's not just for families. And when you get the PDS every day from this channel, you see what's in 3rd stimulus, what's in 4th stimulus, and what's in 5th stimulus. It can be overwhelming, even by listening to a 30-minute video, to understand what's 3rd, what's 4th, and what's 5th. For example, in July, 3rd stimulus, not 4th stimulus, 3rd stimulus money for children's checks lands. In the month of July, Nancy Pelosi represents the vote for these multiple stimulus checks will go for a vote. They're totally different than 3rd stimulus. In the month of July, they're also calling the vote on a budget bill. Nothing to do with stimulus. Yeah, there's so many things happening at the same time. And then when we turn to 5th stimulus, for example, I detailed extensively SSI reform in this video, but I had no time to go over the hazard pay for single individuals under 5th stimulus, or the money for seniors for reduced medical care. So that's why it's important to have the PDFs. It delineates for you what's in 3rd, 4th, and 5th, because I want you to get all this money. I don't want you to get confused what one is because it's first come, first serve. As a Purple Hawk, you want to pounce to get the money before anyone else, because getting hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of relief from any of these stimulus packages changes your life in just a minute. So make sure you consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Also, subscribe at least. I don't want you to miss a single video. I'm next with you on Evenings LA in 2 hours from now. And then 2 hours after that, is Evenings Crypto, followed by Overnight Crypto. Make sure you subscribe. Also like this video. Stay informed, stay focused, always stay motivated, always stay positive, always keep it focused. I hope it's not too hot where you are. It's getting warm here. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful afternoon. I'll see you on Evenings LA, and stay with LA for more.